Shalom, Israel. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, BASHAM, YAHAWAHSHI, BASHAM, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders who teach and rule well at Great Millstone. And peace and salutations and peace and mercy to the prophets, the hopeful elect, the 144,000, and to the men and women of the 12 lost tribes of Israel, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. Shalom. Back with another lesson. I'll just title this one, Be as Pilgrims on the Earth. You see, be as pilgrims on the earth. Because the time is coming of trouble, chaos, you know, and we're in the time of war. And I'm watching this doc. I haven't finished watching this yet, but pretty much they're you know, over here in Sweden, and the military to the public, the civilians, they're all prepping and getting ready because they know war is coming. War is coming. And everything that you've accustomed to living, you know, having your hot showers, your your daily life, going to the movies and to the store, and you know, just going to the park, and you know, getting some pizza and taking your kids, picking them up from school, and all that's about to be is coming to an end right now. It's coming to an end. We're almost we're on the brink of that right now. You see, and the lack of supplies, the famine, the water is running low. The world is divided. Ultimately, here in America, Babylon, you know, it's divided. You have Esau versus Esau, you know, red on red. Idumea versus Idumea. You see? And this is all going to cause chaos. Because we're in a time of war. You know, you have power outages, blackouts coming. You know, sedition amongst men. But I want to get a quick script, and then I'm going to let this documentary play for a little bit, and then I'll close out with some scriptures. But I want to go to Ecclesiastes 3:1, and it reads, "To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven." You see, there's a time and there's a purpose under heaven to everything. 2, a time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted. 3, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to break down and a time to build up. This place is being broken down right now before your eyes. Starting with the top, the elites, and your government officials. It's all corrupted. It's all being broken down. It's all full of lies. You see? You know, the Lord told you, you know, that Esau was born speaking lies. They're estranged from the womb, and they were born speaking lies. That's all they do. One big gigantic wall full of lies. And that's how and that's how they stole and they've built, you know, their kingdom is through rape, rob, and murder and murder. You see? We'll hop down to 8. It says, and it reads, "A time to love and a time to hate, a time of war and a time of peace." We're in a time of war. We're on the brink of World War III, and it's already started. But you know, there's still a couple more prophecies that CHIP, that technology, that has to be, that once that gets passed through and made mandatory to the whole world, that you can't buy or sell. That's how you're going to know it's the mark. And it's that CHIP, the technology, that you cannot buy or sell. Rich or poor, you're going to have that technology in you. Once that comes, then it's going to be full blown all-out war, World War III. You see? But we're in a time of war, man, and they're over here in Sweden, and this is just a quick look. This caught my attention to spark a lesson, and they're getting prepared. You Jakes over here in America, Babylon, you're not worried about this. You're not worried. You see, you're worried about the NFL season, and you know the newest club that opened up, and you know the latest rapper drop his album. You know, trying to chase your bag. You know, hanging out on the block all day. That's what Jake is about at this point. You women are so into your Facebook and Instagram. This is what you're into. These women over here in Sweden and across, you know, in that Europe, they know what's going on. They know what's going on. You see? But they're preparing carnally. They're not preparing spiritually. They don't have YAHAWAHSHI. You see? They're trying to build little bunkers and get all their guns and food and ammunition together and a hideout place. They're trying to do all that. They're not preparing spiritually. You're going to need YAHAWAHSHI in this time. But I'm going to let this play, and then I'll get to a couple more scripts and close out. Call Allah Yimla YAHAWAHSHI.
Now that Russia has invaded Ukraine, fears are growing there could be war on Swedish soil. The country is preparing just in case. Both the military and civilians are bracing themselves. The government is encouraging people to become preppers, trained in survival tactics and ready for any kind of crisis.
You see? You see? It says trained and prepared for any kind of crisis. And you see them right now, these individuals on the screen, you know, they're making pots, you know, out of these canned goods, you know, sleeping out in the woods, you know, for a week, 2 or 3 days, you know, going 2 or 3 days without no shower, or, you know, sleeping in the cold or the heat. And, you know, they even got the women out there. They're getting prepared on what's to come. The Lord told you a time to love and a time to hate, a time of war and a time of peace. We're in a time of war and a time of hate. You see? Let me go over to 1 Peter 2:11, and it reads, "Dearly beloved, I beseech you as strangers and pilgrims, abstain from fleshly lust, which war against the soul." You know, pilgrims, strangers, because in this time that's coming, you know, that temptation, the hour of temptation is coming, and we're also going to be on the move. You might be living in California and wind up in Wyoming or Texas somewhere in the next few years due to the Lord, through the Spirit of the Lord. You know, the catastrophes and the trouble and chaos that's coming. You got to be as pilgrims on the earth and be ready to go, because this is what's coming. You see?
Make sure the holes are spaced evenly for better airflow.
Prepping is, if a crisis occurs, it's better to be prepared, and together it increases the safety and decreases fear.
You see? It says Swedish preppers, a nation rehearsing disaster. And that's what's coming. Disaster. See, Jake over here They're not on this. You see, and this is the dude on the left. He's a trucker, and I think the his wife is a teacher. You see, and they have 2 kids. You know, and they're prepping. They're getting ready right now. While Jake is over here, you know, Jake is over here playing around. Jake is over here playing. This is why Jake is going to get caught blindsided in this, man, in this time. You see? They getting ready, sleeping outside, you know, building their tents and stuff, getting all their gear together. Even though this is on a carnal level, but there ain't nothing wrong with doing this. But are you ultimately prepping spiritually? You see? Let me go to Luke 21:11, and it reads, And great earthquakes shall be in diverse places, and famines and pestilence, and fearful sights, and great signs shall be from heaven. 12. But before all these, they shall lay their hands on you and persecute you, delivering you up to the synagogues and into prisons, being brought before kings and rulers for my name's sake. For my name's sake. You see? And this is how you're going to be. Because with that CHIP and that technology coming, you know, there's no escaping this, because this is the left hand of the Lord. So you're gonna be forced into these situations. You know, you and your family might be sleeping out in the woods like this. You see? And Esau and them and their drones and their devices and military hunting down Jake and people that don't want to submit to this new world order. This is what you're going to resort back to. Ain't going to be sitting at home, you know, Sunday watching NFL games, Monday Night Football, or your regular TV show that you love to watch coming on at 8 o'clock, Love and Hip Hop, and, you know, your bakery channel. You're not going to be able to do that in this time, because there ain't going to be no power. You know, men are going to be, on the run, trying to seek to save their life. Let me go to I'll let this play and then I'll get another script.
Sherholmen, a suburb of Stockholm. This is where Robin lives with his partner Michaela, their daughter Juno, and their son Louvet. Robin and Michaela are preppers, meaning they try to be as prepared as possible for any type of emergency.
What happens if there's a blackout and our whole apartment is dark? What do we do?
I'd light one candle and then another.
Holiday Inn Express breakfast, anyone?
Slovakia, man. Slovakia. Damn commercials, man. But she asked her son, you know, what would you do if a blackout comes? He talking about he'll light a candle. But this is what the Lord said. Let me go to Luke 21 and 22. Because they're trying to warn their children and tell their children, what to do, which is nothing wrong. But, you need to be telling them about this word. But this is Esau. You see? And they're being, ain't nothing wrong with trying to warn and tell your kids. But, the Lord said this. It says, Luke 21 and 23, and it reads, but it says, but woe to them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. For there shall be great distress in the land, and wrath upon this people. You see? The Lord said, woe to them that have children in these days. Because it's going to be so bad, the children are going to be vulnerable. They're going to be vulnerable, man. You got a little daughter, little 8, 9, 10-year-old daughter, a 4-year-old son or daughter, and you got children. They're in this time that's coming, they're going to be vulnerable. You see? They're going to be taking kids from the famine and pestilence and stuff that's going on. They're going to be eating kids, man. The cannibalism. They're going to take children and they're going to eat them. They're going to cook them. They're going to be trading them and doing all type of demonic, evil. But this is through the power and the Spirit of the Lord. You see? And to you men, you jakes that got children, and then you're not serving the Lord. This is what the Lord's gonna give you over in the hand in this, man. He's gonna give your children over into that evil hand. You have 7 barbaric men. They with a family like this, they catch you on the run outside, or they're a malicious group, and you got a family just like this, and you got them 7, 8 barbaric men. They got big guns, and they're just evil. They're gonna take that wife, and they're gonna take that daughter and that son and kill the husband, and they're gonna have their way with them. You see? This is the time that's coming, man. Matter of fact, let me go to Isaiah. Let me go to Isaiah. Let me go to Isaiah. Isaiah 13 and 16. Isaiah 13 and 16, and it reads, their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes. Their houses shall be spoiled, and their wives ravished. See, they're going to take those wives like this, and you're going to have 10 to 15 to 20 little malicious groups or military, however the Lord want to do it. You're going to take that wife, and they're going to rape her. And if the little daughter, going to rape her too. And the way them foreign troops are, they take the little boy too and rape all of them. You see, the Lord's not going to show no mercy, man. He's not going to show no mercy to those that didn't want to listen and just continue in their wickedness and rejecting this knowledge. And this is ultimately to Israel, but you other nations, you're going to be right in this category too. You see? You see? I'll play a little bit more, then I'll close out. Call halal yamla YAHAWAHSHI.
And then, how do we cook?
We can use this oven here. I think it gets really hot.
Robin and Michaela quiz their kids regularly. He's a 43-year-old truck driver.
You see? They said they quiz their kids daily. They ain't sitting there talking about no damn, what do you want to be for Halloween? Where do you want to go for Christmas? What I'm gonna buy you for Christmas? They're talking about, this shit hitting the fan right now. Because at this time too, your kids might be separated from you, out in the dark somewhere, in the cold, or because we're approaching the fall and the winter at this point. That's why the Lord said, pray not that your flight be in the winter. Your kids might be out in the hills or mountains somewhere without their parents. Kid 4 or 5 years old, vulnerable. That's why the Lord said you need to talk to your kids when they wake up. Roughly paraphrasing it, talk to your kids when they wake up. Talk to them when you walking with them. Talk to them when they go to sleep. That means all day you talk to them and tell them and drill them, with this word. You see, but you got Jake, they want to talk about, the unmasked dancer and wilding out and all this old bull crap, man. You see Esau over here, they're getting prepared, man. They're getting prepared.
And she's a 37-year-old kindergarten teacher. They also ensure their prepper kit is up to date. It's estimated that 20% of Sweden's population makes these types of preparations.
Every Swede is a...
You see that? 20% of Sweden are they're preparating. That's close to 50%, half the population at this point. That's getting prepared for this, man. Let me go to Jeremiah. I got a couple more and I'm gonna close out. Jeremiah 30:7, and it reads, Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble. And Jacob's trouble is for Jacob. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. That's what Jacob's trouble is for. And these other nations are going to be caught up in it too. You see? But he shall be saved out of it. Who is he? The elect. The Lord is dealing with the elect. The 144,000. You see? And the 1/3, the men and women and children, their families. If you're not part of this elect, you are finished. You're going to die of the famine. You're going to die of the pestilence. You're going to die of the violence and wild beasts. And ultimately, you're going to die of those missiles that are going to be shot off all over the world. And ultimately, here in America, you have 200 million missiles that are going to burn this place to dust. Call Halayim La YAHAWAHSHI. Let me get Matthew 24. Call Halayim La YAHAWAHSHI. This place, these days are winding down, man. These days are winding down. Of having fun and just great mirth. His time is coming up. So let's go to Matthew 20. I'm gonna close out Matthew 24, and this is the Lord speaking. This is what He said. Matthew 24 and Matthew 24 and 21, and it reads, For then shall there be, Salakia, for then shall be great tribulation. Great tribulation. You see, there's going to be so much pain and suffering that's coming forward. Pain and suffering. Men are going to watch their wives get raped and their little daughters right in front of them get raped and killed right in front of them. This is the pain and the terror that the Lord is going to bring amongst this world, man. All that preparating and trying to stockpile food and, you know, supplies and stuff, that ain't going to work. The Lord said great tribulation. Going to take one of you, take one of these, take a family like this, take your little 3-4-year-old little baby and throw them right in the fire till they burn up and cook them and eat them. Great tribulation. You're going to be sleeping outside next to damn near possums and raccoons. No very little water, very little to eat. On the run. In a quarantine or detention center, getting beat left and right. You know, this great tribulation, no power. You're missing the days of walking your kid down the street. You're missing the days of just driving to the store, you and your family. Missing the days of arguing with your girl. Missing the days of cleaning up in your house. Laying in your bed. Great tribulation. For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world, to there no nor ever there shall be. You see? You see? The tribulation is going to be so great, man. The tribulation is going to, great tribulation. Great tribulation. You're turning on your fan, your air conditioners, it get cold, you turn on your heater, you know, going in the refrigerator, you know, getting ready to cook some chicken or some steaks or, you know, just making your little favorite meal and kicking back, turning on Netflix and Hulu and, you know, all that's finna be taken away, man. All of it. The Lord said great tribulation. This is why if you don't have, this is to Israel, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. You see, this is to you, man. The other nations gonna get it. They're finished. They're finished. But to Jake, and you have a family, and this is to you men. You know, you out here just doing what you want to do and don't got a care in the world, and you done heard this word and you continually to ignore it and mock and do and just I'm gonna live my best life. And you have a family, the Lord is going to give you over into unspeakable evil, nightmarish, wild beast. You see? But I just wanted to touch on this, and Spirit hopped on me. I don't want to Ratazah, you were edified. Hopefully I come back with another lesson, Lord willing. But I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, BASHAM, YAHAWAHSHI, BASHAM, Rakak, Wadash, Shalom, Israel.